Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Katja here. Today I'm sharing my reading and channel goals for 2025. This year I've focused on intentional reading and building connections, meeting booktubers for the first time in person here in the UK, expanding my Discord and collaborating. And I'm thrilled to continue and expand this in 2025 with exciting plans for read-alongs, live shows, and reflective reading. So let's have a look. One of my main focuses for 2025 is reading more translated and global fiction. Oh, Katja, you've been doing that already. Yes, that's true. It's a huge passion of mine, and I'm doubling down on this with an amazing project, hashtag Reading the Globe 2025. I've teamed up with two incredible booktubers, Roz and Jack, for 3 read-alongs. The first one is contemporary fiction, so hashtag Reading the Globe Fiction 2025, 12 books co-hosted with Roz from Scally Dandling about the books. Then we have YA and middle grade fiction, hashtag Reading the Globe YA 2025, 6 books co-hosted with Jack from Spread Book Joy. And then classics and modern classics, hashtag Reading the Globe Classics 2025, 7 books co-hosted with no one. I'm doing this one solo. So that is 25 books in total, covering a mix of contemporary, classic, and children's literature, all from around the globe. It's ambitious, but I'm thrilled to explore these stories with you and hear your thoughts. Now, if you missed the original announcement videos, I've linked them in the video description. So that's mine and Roz's and Jack's videos where you'll find us sharing the books, the details about what they are and how to join in with the read-alongs. Now, whether you join one or all 3, I hope you'll just read with us and join in with the fun. Also, you don't have to do all the books within one read-along. Now, a viewer asked about the balance of male and female authors, and yeah, it is skewed for individual read alongs, but overall it balances out for the 25 books in 2025. And if you are a numbers person, stick around. If you're not, you can skip ahead by about 15 seconds because I'm going to do the breakdown. The breakdown is women. We have 1 classics, 5 YA, and 7 contemporary, equals 13. For men, we have 6 classics, 2 YA, and 5 contemporary, equals 13. Total, 26 people for 25 books because of a collaboration for one of the YA books. So hopefully, if you're a stats fan, that satisfied your curiosity. Then we go into goal number 2, which is on the surface of it a boring one because it's financial, but it is really practical. So since 2021, I have been doing low spend as part of my intentional approach to reading and just spending in general. So I'm continuing low spend strategy in 2025. Over the past few years, I focused on consuming less and being more deliberate with my purchases, inspired by Your Money or Your Life originally, and then more recently this year by books like 4,000 Weeks by Oliver Burkeman. It's a mindful approach that's really helped me and extended beyond books. I mean, I haven't traveled abroad in the last 4 years except to house and dog sit for my sister in the Netherlands. It's been a transformative shift that's helped me financially and shaped how I view consumption overall. When it comes to books, I'll be prioritizing what I already own and focusing on review copies from publishers whose work aligns with my interests. Now, transparency is key for me. I only accept books for honest reviews and I don't shy away from sharing genuine feedback. If a publisher expects glowing praise regardless of quality or stops offering review copies after constructive criticism, that's just a sign for me that they're not a good fit. So, supporting publishers who value authenticity and thoughtful reviews has been part of my reading journey, and it's been a small part. I've had only a few advanced reader copies that I've looked at in the last couple of years, but I'm going to increase that. Especially with the publishers that I'm now more familiar with. I've been thinking about consumerism in the bookish community a lot. So if you have as well, I highly recommend checking out According to Alina on YouTube. Her videos have covered topics like the book talkers who don't read and the cult of Goodreads, which includes Amazon-fueled consumerism that shapes the Goodreads reading challenge. And if you remember, very recently, I talked about the Goodreads challenge when I talked about reading sprints. Anyway, I still occasionally buy books from Amazon, but I try to be mindful about balancing out convenience with intentionality. This is less about judgment and more about fostering authenticity over my unchecked consumption. Because at some point, I was just buying a lot of books and things that I don't need and that I was working hard for. So it's a value that resonates deeply with me as I plan for 2025. This thoughtful approach sets the stage for my next goal as well, which is about focusing on quality over quantity. In 2025, I'm definitely letting go of the numbers. This year, I set a goal to read 120 books and I surpassed it. But here's the thing, only a handful of those books truly stayed with me. Some were fun, some were forgettable, and others sort of masqueraded as quality and then were not. They just didn't deliver. But that happens. That's one aspect of my intentional reading this year that really fell flat because I was like, keeping in the back of my mind, yeah, let me pick this one up because it will count towards my 120 books. To make sure that I'm not falling into, even subconsciously, chasing numbers, I'm slowing down. I want to choose books that genuinely excite me, savor the experience, and reflect more deeply on what I am reading. I also want to be more mindful about healthier habits, prioritizing rest and balance, for example, instead of staying up late with just one more chapter. I'm definitely not a person who would ever have done a 24-hour reading thing. Yeah, I just need my rest now. And I think it allows for a richer reading experience, allowing me to create space for books that have a lasting impact and that I will remember. So this also means avoiding most book award long lists. And you'll be like, what? This is, BookTube. That's the fun bit about it, these book awards. Just, yeah, not really for me. I found that often they don't align with my tastes, though there are some exceptions, like the International Booker Prize, which consistently for me has delivered books I enjoy. It's simply a personal preference, but I do love watching fellow booktubers discuss their experiences with award lists. And let's be honest, sometimes it's just an opportunity to empathize as they heroically slog through books that, let's face it, seem downright torturous and, yeah, I don't know, boring. Anyway, their reviews let me vicariously experience the good and the bad without committing myself to reading something that feels like a chore. So well done. They're doing us a very, it's like a public service. If I tried it, I'd be tempting a reading slump. Anyway, how about you? Does my goal resonate with you? What's your vibe for 2025? Are you slowing down or are you speeding up? Because, we all have a different feel for a different year or a different time in life. So then we go on to planners and journaling. Now, I've been more consistent about posting videos this year, and I credit that to my content planners. And for the past 2 years, I've relied on Hobonichi Techo cousin planners to organize my content, and they've been a real lifesaver. So I used to customize them with this self adhesive wallpaper that you can see here to save money. And this time I treated myself to an official Hobonichi cover featuring the Forger family from Spy Times Family or Spy X Family. It's playful, it's sentimental, and it has a little sheep detail inside, which I feel like is a nod to my Chinese zodiac. Now, very often over here in the UK, sheep is about following. You're a sheep if you're a follower. Whereas in the Chinese zodiac, it actually represents gentleness, creativity, and slight stubborn determination to follow one's own path, which my family can totally agree with. I am a little bit stubborn, especially when it comes to being a bit whimsical or unconventional. So I felt like this is really the perfect inspiration for me to continue being just me for 2025. Now, this year, I'm introducing a new journaling habit as well, writing a sentence or two each day about what I've read. Now, since I was 16, I've kept a commonplace book, a trusted sort of second brain for capturing ideas, quotes, random thoughts that came to me. Otherwise, I'd be, kept up all night with these thoughts in my mind. And it's invaluable for organizing my life and sparking creativity, but it's not the quickest way to track book reviews. With 3 to 5 books on the go at any time, pulling together my thoughts from different pages within a commonplace book is not very fast. That's why I'm moving to reading reflections that are in a dedicated journal. In other words, a reading journal. Writing things down has always helped me to remember and process my thoughts, and having a specific space for reading reflections will make the process so much simpler and help me engage more deeply with the books that I read. So hopefully, you're going to see a change as well. I don't think my reviews have been bad though. Let me know. Don't make me cry. Anyway, next, I've been reflecting on how we experience time, especially how modern culture often pushes us to maximize and optimize every moment. And you might have seen my recent video about booktube reading sprints, where I suggested the name sprints doesn't fully capture the restorative nature as well of those sessions. It just covers the meaning of productivity, whereas they are so much more. So for 2025, I'm planning a monthly reading session, which will either be a read with me session, which I think a lot of people already do on BookTube, or a session called the Reading Hours. And this will still use the Pomodoro timer and allow us, time to focus, but not about maximizing page counts, and then have some time afterwards to just catch up and connect as a community. So a reflective space to, sort of immerse ourselves in a story and to connect. Anyway, one special session that I'm excited for is World Book Night on April 23rd. So you can already pencil that in. We'll align with the UK hashtag reading hour from 7 to 8 p.m. But I'll extend the session starting an hour earlier and ending an hour later so that you can join when it works for you. Goal number 6. This year, I want to start quarterly check-ins and share my favorite books and authors so far. And that's inspired by other booktubers like Katie Lumsden. I'll also highlight any amazing booktube discussions I've discovered, which Katie does, because sharing good content is also part of that stronger community building, I guess, or just, cheering on other creators. So for the Reading the Globe read alongs, we'll also have wrap up live shows. The classics one will all be on my channel. Contemporary fiction will alternate between my channel and Roz's. So we'll have some live shows on Scally Dandling about the books and some here. And again, for YA and middle grade fiction, will alternate between my channel and Jack's on Spread Book Joy. These will be great opportunities to reflect on books and connect with fellow readers. And don't forget, we've got a growing Discord server where you can share thoughts as you read, swap recommendations, or just chat with other book lovers. Goal number 7. Classics focus. So you know that I have 7 books planned for the Reading the Globe Classics read along. Well, beyond those, I've curated a pile of possibilities for classics and modern classics I'm hoping to read in 2025, and I'll be sharing that list with you soon. This is something that I started in November 2023 when I shared 12 classics I plan to read in 2024. And it's been a really good journey this year having done that. And I want it to be an annual tradition. So each year I'll share my list of classics to tackle. It's a way to stay intentional and inspired. And while I'm a little late posting the full list here, since we're already in December, you've had a sneak peek with the 7 books that I've included in the Reading the Globe Classics lineup. Now, on to something else. This isn't a goal, but a big thank you to the nearly 60 people who've already joined Reading the Globe 2025, or at least have let me know that they've joined. So thank you. Some of you are focusing on contemporary fiction, others on YA or classics, and a few are diving into 2 or all 3 read alongs. So I truly appreciate your enthusiasm for the project, and it's a community event that's really close to my heart. So I'm thrilled. If you've been with me for a while, You probably know a bit about my upbringing and how that and my degree in international studies have helped shape some of my perspective. My love for literature is broad, and while I sometimes focus on specialist topics or a particular country, I'm always drawn to the diversity of stories the world has to offer. So I'm so glad that you're here to explore some of those stories with me, whether through this channel or our growing Discord community, where I'm just blown away by your knowledge of so many different authors from around the globe. I've seen, books that I hadn't even heard of in the discussions, and it's really exciting. Now, another milestone is I'm ending 2024 with 1,000 subscribers. So thank you so much for your support. Truly appreciate you. And to celebrate, I'll be doing the traditional small booktuber Q&A session. So if you have a burning question, just let me know in the comments. I think the last time I did a Q&A was my 1 year anniversary, and I still remember Sluggish Reader's hilarious scenario of if you were the CEO of a pineapple pizza company. I just rewatched that video to remind myself, and it was a real throwback. While I think my delivery has improved, because I say a lot less, I think, I still love the bookshelf backdrop that I used to have. But you know what? This here is staying. I'm not changing things up again. Anyway, if there's anything you've been dying to ask about books, life, or pineapple pizza, drop your questions below. I can't wait to hear from you. As for my reading and channel goals, I guess I can sum up by saying 2025 is about reading widely, prioritizing quality over quantity, journaling, creating reflective reading spaces, and engaging more with other readers. So, what are your goals for 2025? Have you been thinking about it? Are you starting to just decide? Are you planning to join any read alongs? It doesn't have to be the Reading the Globe project ones. Obviously, I wish it were, but let me know. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.